talking.
He came to work every day driven to be better than he was before, driven for the team to be better than they were yesterday.
Today, let's go.
Driven for the team to be better than they were last year.
Over 4 decades, Coach Carr notched more than 900 wins, the most in California community college history. He also took 8 Jaguar teams to the state tournament, won 12 conference championships, and he coached 17 first-team All-State players. Even more impressive, Coach Carr is the winningest Black coach in U.S. collegiate basketball history. And in 1998, he was inducted into the California Community College Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame.
All right, back with you. Here is game 2 of our doubleheader. Sierra took game 1 with a final score of 1-0, and this is a matchup of 2 teams that made it to Bakersfield last year, and it was a close, exciting game, game 1, with Maya Sutton throwing a heck of a game in complete game shutout. Gave up 2 hits and 13 strikeouts in the game. All right, but game 2 about ready to get going. It'll be Chelsea Raymond starting for the Jags, making her 3rd appearance. Comes in with a 2.63 ERA. And it will be Ellie Enriquez starting it off for Sierra.
Jags defense to their positions. Chelsea Raymond to the mound. Ellie Enriquez grabs some dirt. Ellie Enriquez to the box. Joe Carter behind the plate, and Gene Kesswetter will grab the field for game 2. As we're still kind of inputting the lineup. First pitch of game 2 on the way. And it almost hits Enriquez as it's behind her head. She ducks out of the way. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. That's how this game gets underway. First pitch, 2:23 p.m. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1 to Enriquez. So Enriquez, Barlow, and Redinger due up here in the first. One pitch. Here it is. High and away. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Both lineups are a little bit different. We'll get you those lineups in a moment. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here it comes. Squares around to bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 3. The 1 through 4 in the Sierra batting order is the same, but some changes to the rest of the lineup. 3-1 pitch is a frozen rope hit foul down the left field line and out of play, 3-2. Haley Simmons is in the lineup here in game 2. So we'll see her. She'll be batting 8th. The pitch on the ground to third, base hit left field. Past the dive of Malia Venegas. And that's how this game in game 2 gets underway.
And that'll bring Haley Barlow up to hit.
Batting second, the left fielder, Haley Barlow. So Barlow waits on Chelsea Raymond, runner at first, and nobody out, top of the first inning. Enriquez does not go, and Barlow takes a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. This lineup has 2 Haleys and a Kaylee. Got to be on your P's and Q's in this lineup. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch. On the ground to short, could be a pair to second for 1. Not in time to first. In time, they got the back runner. Enriquez beat out the throw to second, and Barlow did not beat out the back throw to first. So 1 out, runner at second, and the batter will be Maddie Redinger. Batting third, the second baseman, Maddie Redinger. Runner at second with 1 out. Redinger. First pitch from Raymond is up high for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. So following Redinger, it'll be Kendall Manley. Then Jazzy Smith bats 5th. Faith Mattis moves up in the lineup. She'll bat 6th. Kristen Dodds bats 7th. Haley Simmons in the lineup will bat 8th. And Kaylee Vallette will bat 9th. 1-0 pitch. It is high and tight. It is 2 balls, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Here it comes. It is up at the letters for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes. The defensive change for Sierra is that Haley Simmons will come in and play first base, and Ariana De La Losa, who was the first baseman in game 1, is going to pitch, and she'll be the flex player in game 2. 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, as Redinger thought that was ball 4, took off down the first baseline. And that's a good way to tick off an umpire. 3 balls, 1 strike. Chelsea Raymond ready with the 3-1. Here it is. And that's high, ball 4. So Enriquez a single. She reaches second on basically a sacrifice ground out, then a walk, and now Kendall Manley. Batting 4th, the designated player, Kendall Manley. First pitch to Manley is a foul ball off the first base line, off that screen. It is 0-1. Manley had a rough game 1. Took an 0 for 4. Grounded out twice. Struck out and flied out. Bunt attempt. Pulled it back, took a strike. The throw down to third on the steal attempt is not in time. Enriquez makes it safely. The throw was there, and the shortstop covering got to the bag. It was a really clean-looking play, but she just dropped the ball as she went to go apply the tag. So a double steal puts runners at second and third, and an 0-2 count to Kendall Manley. So for the second straight game, Sierra gets second and third, 1 out in the first inning. The pitch on the ground, up the middle, dive by Smith into center field, base hit. Into score is Enriquez. A throw to the plate for The back runner is not in time, and in to score safely is Redinger, and it's 2-0 Sierra here in the first inning. A 2-run single from Kendall Manley, her first hit of the doubleheader, and they jump out ahead here in the top of the first. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Jazzy Smith. So Jazzy Smith stands in. First pitch to her is to the backstop, over the head of everybody. And down to second goes Kendall Manley. So the Jags are not off to a hot start here in game two. Enriquez, a sharp single. They didn't turn the double play, and Enriquez makes it to second. The walk, the double steal, a 2-run single, and now a wild pitch puts the runner in scoring position. And you still got to deal with Jazzy Smith, who hit one off the wall in game one. So Chelsea Raymond in a little bit of a jam here. She's got to work out of this. Limit the damage. That's the goal here. Chelsea Raymond ready to go. 1-0 pitch. Here it is. It is up high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. For the 2-run single by Kendall Manley, that's only her second single of the year. All her other hits are extra base hits. 2 doubles and 4 homers.
And she's a freshman.
Man. 2-0 is high and outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Now, a walk doesn't kill you because it sets up the force play, and then you begin to move into the bottom of the order with a force play intact. So you don't hate the walk, but you really do want to get an out here. 3-0. Downstairs, ball 4. So 4-pitch walk puts runners at first and second for Faith Mattis. So time is called as Deja Jimenez will go out and have a word with Chelsea Raymond. And here comes Coach Chuck. He'll come out. Coach Chuck will go out and have a word. And Faith Mattis will have a word with her coach. It'll give us a moment to give you the Jaguars' defensive alignment. It is more or less the same as it was in game one. It's Kiana Castro in left, Melissa Felix in center, and Shades is in right field. Malia Venegas at third, Carissa Smith at short, Kaya Sandoval is at second, and Jade Henry's at first. Deja Jimenez is doing the catching. The pitcher is Chelsea Raymond replacing Elena Valdez. That is the only difference in the defensive alignment for the Jaguars. Batting sixth, the catcher, Faith Mattis. So Mattis will stand in. Took an 0 for 2 in game one. First pitch is to the plate, and now the throw down to third is in plenty of time. Plenty of time to get Kendall Manley. That was just a bad luck play. The ball went right through Deja Jimenez, but it hit off the shin guard of Joe Carter behind the plate. He's walking it off a little bit. And it just made it easy for Jimenez to pick the ball up and fire it over to Malia Venegas, and Manley was still halfway between second and third. So out number 2, and down to second goes Smith. Here's a ball popped into shallow left. Coming in on it is Kiana Castro. She will call it and make the catch to retire the side. So good work by Chelsea Raymond and the Jaguars defense to get out of the jam. They do allow 2 runs on a 2-run single by Kendall Manley. Sierra jumps out ahead here in the top of the first, 2-0.
Back here, bottom of the first. Jags up to hit. And the one that was led off the last 3 years leads off again. Felix, the center fielder, starting it off.
Felix stands in, batting from the left side. First pitch is slapped at and fouled back. It's no balls, one strike. Felix, and then Elena Valdez, the DP, will bat second. Malia Venegas hits third. Jade Henry bats fourth. Deja Jimenez hits fifth. Chelsea Raymond, the pitcher, bats sixth. Carissa Smith bats seventh. Shades will bat eighth, and Kaya Sandoval ninth. So here we go, the pitch. On the ground, right back to the pitcher, De La Losa, who picks it up and underhand tosses it to first for out number one.
Batting second, the designated player, Elena Valdez.
All right, that will bring Elena Valdez up to hit. She pitched a great game in game one.
Sure did.
It just couldn't get the offense going.
She got Matt caned. First pitch is inside, almost got her in the thigh, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, no strikes. The pitch swung on and missed. Looked like a drop ball of some sort. It was a good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Valdez, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the first. The pitch. Outs. Oh, wow. That looked outside. Called a strike by the home plate umpire, Joe Carter. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and two. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, dropped by the catcher, picked up, thrown. Nice play, Faith Mattis for out number 2.
All right, and that will bring Malaya Venegas up to hit. Freshman coming out of Valley Christian here in San Jose.
First pitch is on the ground, right in front of home plate, and it lands in the batter's box, and that'll be a dead ball, strike 1. Malia Venegas, pretty quiet game 1, went 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. The 0-1 is a drop ball in there for a called strike. It's 0-2. So Ari De La Losa, strike away from a 1-2-3 first. 0-2. Here it is. Swung on and missed for strike 3, but back to the backstop, and safely reaching first on the strikeout is Malia Venegas. So you don't see that happen very often where the drop third strike results in a base runner, but it does here, and that'll bring up Jade Henry.
The first baseman, Jade Henry.
So Henry hits, and she swings and misses on the first pitch. It's 0-1. A little bit of an adjustment. She's batting in the cleanup spot where Bella Caruso Comiso usually hits. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In the dirt, runner goes, no throw as the ball had to be blocked, so she couldn't get a good throw. Good block by Mattis, but to no avail. The runner is safe at second. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and Venegas now at second base. So it'll be a steal. Jade waits on the 1-1. Here it is. No swing, but a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Henry waits. The pitch on the ground, foul on the third base side, and knocked down by Jazzy Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The runner at second is Malia Venegas. She reached on a strikeout that went to the backstop on a wild pitch. 1-2. Here it comes. Swung on and missed strike 3. That one's dropped as well, but picked up and thrown to first by Faith Mattis. 3 strikeouts in the inning for De La Losa. And the Jags go down with not much noise. We go to the second inning. It's 2-0 Wolverines.
All right, back with you here, top of the second. It will be the 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 7, 8, 9 hitters with Kristen Dodd starting off.
Right fielder Kristen Dodd.
So Dodd stands in to lead off inning number 2. Back to work goes Chelsea Raymond, and the first pitch is on the ground to Malia Venegas. And she throws over to first in time to get Dodd, and an easy 1 pitch out for San Jose.
The first baseman, Haley Simmons.
So Simmons will stand in, making her first plate appearance of the day in this doubleheader. The pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Haley Simmons, 2 for 8 on the young season, a .250 average. She's got a couple of RBIs for the Wolverines from Rockland, California. And that pitch is in there for a called strike, 1-1. One and one. First aces wild of the day. The pitch. It's fouled off the screen on the third base side, and it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind blowing out towards the left field corner still. And that pitch is in the dirt, and it's 2-2. Sierra picking up right where they left off last season. The story of Northern California, one of the top 4 seeds. Here's the 2-2. That's low for ball 3, and the count goes full. Sierra was just stellar, very fun to watch at the state championships in Bakersfield. You gotta, look, if you were there and you were able to watch those games, they were arguably the most entertaining team at that tournament. Here's a ground ball to Kaya Sandoval at second. She picks it up and throws over to first in time for out number 2. And they get Simmons, and that'll bring up Follette.
The center fielder, Kaylee Follette.
What was impressive about Sierra's run, and Steve mentioned it in the Game 1 broadcast, was how well they battled after losing the first game. First pitch inside for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. They really went to work on everyone in the state. They had one heck of a run. The 1-0 pitch is in the dirt for a ball, 2 balls, no strikes.
I mean, sweeping West Valley, then a sweep over Delta, an 8-3 loss to Delta, and then just went on an absolute run, beating Santiago Canyon, Cypress, and CSM one time.
The 2-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. I very much enjoyed watching them beat Cypress. Oh, my goodness. That was one heck of a ball game.
Well, enjoyed it for more than one reason.
You're right. Yeah, no, definitely. We got our own Cypress vendetta here, but no, 2-2 as that pitch is fouled off. But that Cypress team was, Emily Rush was on that team, and she was their power hitter. But everyone else on that team was contact speed, and it just they don't kill you with the home run ball. It's just like 1,000 cuts. Here's a fly ball to center. Felix goes back and will square up and make the catch to retire the side. They go down in order in the second. Couple ground balls and a fly ball. We go to the bottom of the second inning. A 2-run lead for the Wolverines.
Bottom of the second here. Jags up to hit. It is the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, and it is Deja Jimenez starting it off.
Jimenez, Raymond, and Carissa Smith due up here in the bottom of the second. 2-0, the Wolverines lead it. First pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, and it is 0-1. Jimenez 0 for 3 in game 1. A couple of punch outs, one of them looking. There's a called strike on the outside. It's 0-2. Look, it's always fun. You go into the postseason watching your team win. That trip to Bakersfield was great, but man, the games that we watched in the Super Regionals were pretty impressive before you even got to the state championship. Those were some fun matchups. San Jose had to play Cosumnes River. And there was a game in there that it looked like the Jags could lose that game in the late innings, and Matty Ribeiro came up with a big RBI single to tie the game. That pitch is just outside, ball 2. Ribeiro's single in the 7th inning of that game brought the Dwayne Kuiper out of me. I mean, the energy at this ballpark was insane. But that's the playoffs. That's the postseason. That's what it's all about. 2-2 pitch. Is strike 3 called outside corner. That was the same pitch that was called strike 2, so dangerous take there. And that's out number 1.
All right, and that will bring the pitcher, Chelsea Raymond, up to hit. She only has 2 plate appearances this season, but the one contact she actually had was a big one.
First pitch, outside corner. De La Losa is wise to just live out there on that outside corner if Joe Carter's going to call it and the Jags aren't going to chase it. It's a strike in the eyes of the ump, so you're going to have to offer at it at some point. 0-1, swings and misses. That's the same pitch, and it's 0-2. So part of the adjustment of swinging at it is you're going to have to make contact, or else why else throw anything else? Like, makes no sense to throw anything else. So we'll watch Madison, see where she sets up here. Sets up away. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3. So they went outside, outside, outside. 3-pitch, see ya. 2 outs.
The shortstop, Carissa Smith.
And that will bring Carissa Smith up to hit. Another one of the Jags freshmen in this completely revamped roster.
Squares around the bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 1 outside. You can go from Amaya Sutton to Ari De La Losa, and you can add 2 runs of support in the first inning. You're in good shape if you're Sierra. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Pulls it back and takes the ball. It's 2 balls, no strikes. It's shades on deck. The 2-0 pitch. She offers at it with a bunt attempt and misses for strike 1. Another part of that super regional that was pretty interesting and surprising was CSM losing game 1 to Sac City. I did not see that one coming. But it would be the last time they would lose all the way until that championship series. Ground ball to short, picked up by Enriquez, and fires over to the first baseman covering, and that'll retire the side. So the Jags go in order, a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball. We move to the 3rd inning here in San Jose. It's the Wolverines 2 and the Jaguars nothing.
All right, 3rd inning to play. Sierra up to hit, top of the lineup. And Ellie Enriquez is back up to hit. Singled and later scored her last time up.
So Enriquez stands in, batting from the left side, and the first pitch is a ball a little bit low. The sun has come out to play, and there's no clouds near it, so sun's going to be out likely for the remainder of the game, which has really warmed up the ballpark. 1 ball, no strikes. Here it comes. Bunt, right back to Raymond. Picked up, throw to Kaya Sandoval, not in time. Enriquez beat it out. Her 3rd bunt single of the day. Her 4th overall single of the day. She's having a really good doubleheader.
And that will bring the left fielder, Haley Barlow, up to hit. It's grounded out to short her last time up. And that essentially turns it to a 6-4-3, but it was not a double play.
Yeah, they couldn't get that lead runner, Enriquez. She is really a speed demon flying up and down these base paths. And that really does bode well for Sierra. The left fielder, Haley Barlow.
Runner on first, no outs in the inning. And first pitch is a bunt.
Oh, she double hit that. So a double hit in the box is just a foul ball, strike 1. Now, if she's out of the box and double hits, I think they call her out. I think that's the rule. Don't quote me on that. I don't want y'all to be in the comments talking about, he don't know what he's talking about. He up here making up rules. Listen, I'm a baseball player. I'm learning these softball rules. Y'all bear with me, all right? I don't know for sure. There's a pitch at the letters, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I will make sure to hold off on asking you about a slap hitter is.
Listen, we got to ask Coach Britt everything. We check with her on all softball-related inquiries so I don't get chewed out. Here's the 1-1 inside, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike.
Enriquez still in the track stance.
That pitch is down low for a ball, 3-1. It appears that everybody in this Sierra lineup is getting into that track stance when they get on base. And it's, look, if it works, it works. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. That works for this team. They haven't lost a game, so look, whatever you guys are doing, just keep it up. 3-1 pitch. On the ground, base hit left field past the dive of Carissa Smith. Up to second goes Enriquez. And then the ball gets away from Sandoval. She'll go to third. Throw to second is in time to get, who is that coming down the line? Barlow. So Barlow is out at second. Enriquez goes to third. And there's a runner at third with 1 out. And that'll bring up Redinger. That was an interesting play. I don't know how that ball skipped away from Kaya Sandoval. But they do get an out somehow on that play.
The second baseman, Maddie Redinger.
I don't know what the heck that was all about. That was crazy. But, hey, we'll take the out. So, 1 out. And here's Redinger. Not the loudest, most effective day for Redinger. There's a ground ball, and just as I say that, there's a shot down the line, fair ball. Enriquez comes in to score. Redinger will turn and stop at first with an RBI single. So I'm gonna go ahead and just shut my mouth. That was crazy. Did you see that, Steve? As soon as I said that, she's gonna pull one down the line.
See,
And that'll bring up Kendall Manley.
It's been 7 years.
7 years, man. We've been
Should
doing
have
this.
figured out by now.
You can't say
that
nothing around
anytime something's said.
You can't say nothing around here.
The DP, Kendall Manley.
All right, so we're gonna try to erase that up here. Kendall Manley up to hit.
And there's a shot to right field. Shades goes back, leaps, and it's over her head. Rounding, each runner will head to the next base. It'll be a double, second and third with one out. No run score on the play. But Kendall Manley with her third double of the year. So second and third, one out, and that'll bring up Jazzy Smith. Okay, now notice Steve this time. Steve was the one that said we're going to try to get it right up in here, and then she hit the double. Y'all saw that, right? That wasn't me this time.
Third baseman, Jazzy Smith.
I got it. If I'm
We
going
deflected
under,
now?
If I'm going under the bus, you coming with me.
We deflected now.
We
Got
deflected now, like hockey tips. This one's in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Jazzy Smith drew a walk in her first plate appearance. She did draw a walk, right? Do I have that right in her first plate appearance?
She did.
Okay.
4 pitch.
Gee whiz. 1 ball, no strikes. Here it is. The check swing, and she fouled it off the hands. Right at home plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. What a difference in this day now that the sun's come out. Let's see if the Jags can get heated up like this temperature has. They're going to need it, down by 3. 1-1 pitch, here it is. It is a little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike. They have not recorded a direct out in the inning. They got the out on Barlow trying to take second. This one's in the dirt for a ball, 3-1. But the scorecard for the inning is single, 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 double. Fortunate that only 1 run has scored as a result of that series. And you're in trouble behind 3-1 to Jazzy Smith here. A line drive, base hit up the middle. Coming in to score is Redinger, and behind her is Manley. A 2-run single for Jazzy Smith, and it's 5-0 Sierra. So 3 runs batted in here in the inning. And this is kind of the undoing of the Jags. It's their largest deficit of the season. Coach Rooney calls time, and she's going to come out and have a word. So we'll reset the room here. 5 straight hits for Sierra here in the inning. 3 straight singles. One of them resulted in an out at second base. Then the RBI single by Redinger. Manley hit the double, and a 2-run single by Jazzy Smith. 3 runs scored for Sierra in the inning, and a runner is on first base with 1 out. And the batter is Faith Mattis, as both teams have a quick conference. And again, Sierra showing that prowess that they had throughout the season last year, into the postseason, to the championship game, to the brink of a championship, and picking up where they left off this season.
The catcher, Faith Mattis.
And now Faith Mattis comes up to hit. She flew out to Kiana Castro last time up.
Inside corner, strike 1 called. 0-1. These are the games that the Jags want to be winning, the games against the opponents that have prowess and pedigree, the CSMs and Sierras and Buttes of the world. You want to beat those teams. On the ground, base hit left field. Advancing to second is Smith, Faith Mattis, with her first hit here in game 2. 6 consecutive hits for the Wolverines.
I mean, a lot of these aren't just fly balls, lines that are dropping deep into the outfield. These are ground balls that are just going through.
Yeah, they're hit pretty sharply, too. The infielders don't have chances to make plays on the ball. First pitch to Dodd. There's a shot down the line. Fair ball. Into the corner. In to score is Smith. Right behind her is Faith Mattis. Dropping anchor at second is Dodd. A 2-run double for Kristen Dodd. And touchdown Sierra. It's 7-0. Wow. What a game they've put together. What an inning they've put together. 7 consecutive hits. This is the second extra base hit. And they've blown this game wide open.
The first baseman, Haley Simmons.
And it appears that there is going to be a change, or at least one coming soon. Elena Valdez, if she's not already, she's going to be warming up pretty soon.
I always admire that softball pitchers can just come out and pitch in a second consecutive game. Like, you baseball players, and some of these dudes will only pitch like an inning, 2 innings, and they're done. That's it. I threw my arm out. I'm done. Softball players, they can just pitch. And if you got a pitcher like Amaya Sutton, you can just win.
Well, the throwing motion does help.
Oh, definitely.
No. I mean, when you're not having that high velocity over arm, it does allow you to do more.
Definitely. I always worry about, like, wind. Don't you get tired? And here comes Elena Valdez. So Elena will return to the mound as Raymond has been pulled. That's a rugged stat line for Chelsea Raymond. 2 1/3, 7 earned. And it wasn't like it was any poor defense. These are just well-placed hits, balls that are squared up pretty well. So Elena Valdez will go back to work. She'll get her warm-up tosses.
All right, and while we do have a quick minute, I do want to give a shout-out to both of our basketball programs. The men's team is on the verge of a conference championship and is currently ranked number 3 in the state. And on the women's side, head coach Terry Oberkern on Tuesday picked up career win number 600, and we are going to honor that at their game later today.
The coaching here at this school is just fantastic. You look at Percy Carr, you look at the coaches of both basketball teams, you look at Coach Rooney, like Coach Winkler, very good head coach for the football team. There's some really good coaches here.
All right, so we're about ready to go here, and it'll be the first baseman, Haley Simmons, up to hit.
So Elena Valdez back to work. She'll deal with Haley Simmons, and she'll try to stop the bleeding. 7 consecutive hits, top of the lineup all the way through. The pitch. First pitch is high for a ball, 1-0.
Five runs in the third.
And
I mean, they got to Bakersfield for a reason.
oh, and they're going back this year as that pitch is
Definitely.
called a strike. It's 1-1.
They're definitely going to be playing in L.A. come May.
Yeah, they'll be there. Definitely. Here is the 1-1 pitch. That's up high. Ooh, nearly to the backstop. Good smother job by Deja Jimenez. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second, and the double by Dodd. Two and one. On the ground, foul. And it's 2-2. So the Jags pitching staff is really just Elena and Chelsea. This would be the day it would be nice to have that third pitcher. Here's a ground ball foul on the third base side.
Well, there is a third one listed on the roster, but I have not seen her. So might have to figure out what's going on.
This is one of those games that has gotten out of hand pretty early. So I imagine Coach Rooney will go one more time through the lineup. If the Jags don't start stringing together some hits and some runs, you might start seeing her unload the bench a little bit. 2-2. Swung on it, missed strike 3. Out number 2 in the inning. That's the first out made by a batter at the plate. So Elena Valdez picks up where she left off in game 1 with a strikeout.
All right, and it'll be Kaylee Valette coming back up. She flied out to center to end the second inning.
First pitch to Valette is low, ball 1. Valdez stumbled a little bit going back to reset. And it looks like Bella Gianbruno, the backup catcher, is headed down to the bullpen, so somebody's getting warmed up down there. Can't quite see who. As that pitch is in the dirt, good block by Jimenez to keep Dodd at second base. Two balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Up and in, and that sends the runner back to the bag. That pitch had Valette ducking out of the way, and she ended up hitting the deck a little bit. Dodd wasn't going on the play, but she took a far enough lead that Jimenez fired down to second, but nowhere near in time to get Dodd. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Inside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Kaylee Valette, and they've batted around in the inning as it's back to the top of the order with Ellie Enriquez.
And she comes up 2 for 2. Bunt single, and came around to score.
You good. First pitch to her. Outside, ball 1. Now 5 straight balls. Runners at first and second. You got the force play with 2 outs. That one's a little bit low for ball 2, so you don't want to get into too many hitters counts with the top of the order here. Two-0 pitch. Here it is. There's a called strike, snap throw into Kaya Sandoval. It's off her glove and into center field. But backed up nicely by Felix to keep Dodd at second. 2 balls, 1 strike. First and second, 2 outs. Dealing with Ellie Enriquez. 2-1 pitch. In the dirt, runners will try to advance, and they will advance safely. No throw from Jimenez. So second and third now with 2 outs. 3 balls, 1 strike on Enriquez. The pitch. In there, strike 2 called. Smart take by Enriquez. And the count is full now. Two very good, well-coached teams. And a line drive right to Smith. The throw to third off the glove of Venegas into score is Dodd. Safely at third is Villette. And Enriquez makes it to first safely. And another run comes in. It's 8-0. That was kind of the only play Smith had with her momentum pulling her towards third base. That would have been a really tough play to successfully make for Venegas. So that's a tough play. That'll probably go as a fielder's choice. Score it. FC. So now it's on the bat of Barlow. First pitch is a called strike. The left fielder, Haley Barlow. Barlow is one of 7 people who've singled in the inning, or have got a hit in the inning, I should say. 0-1 is high for a ball, 2-1. Or check that, 1-1. One pitch. Inside corner, strike 2. A little bit of a late call. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Barlow. One and 2. Here it comes. On the fly, right field, into foul territory, and out of play. It lands harmlessly. Kind of a no man's land. So it stays 1 and 2. We'll reset and do it again. A very long top of the third here. I'm gonna need me something to eat after this. 1 and 2, here it comes. There's a line drive into the right center field gap. Shades over and makes the catch. Nice play by Lorena Solis and Mercy. The side is retired. They get 6 runs. They get, oh my goodness, 7 consecutive hits and a couple RBI knocks, an RBI single from Redinger, a 2-run single from Smith, and a 2-run double from Dodd. And then they get the RBI on the Enriquez ground ball. We go to the bottom of the third. It is 8-0, Sierra.
Bottom of the third. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. And it will be Shades starting it off. And she is coming up for the first time in this game. We will have to backtrack to see what happened in game 1. Oh for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out.
What the heck, man? This is the sun's come out for the first time all day, and she comes to the plate without her shades on. What is going on around here? Man, you give her the coolest nickname on the team. You make an announcement, shades. And she don't put the shades on. Ah, man. 0-1 to she's not shades as a bat. She's Lorena Solis for this at bat. 0-1 to Lorena Solis. Jeez. 0-1. Here it comes. Outside corner, strike 2 called.
I might be making a run to get mine.
It did get
if
pretty
the
bright,
sun keeps going.
Yeah, man. It's getting lower. It's going to be right into our non-press box. And she check swings at a pitch outside for strike 3. So 3-pitch strikeout for Lorena Solis.
All right, that will bring Kaya Sandoval up to hit. 0 for 2, struck out looking and flied out to right in the first game.
First pitch is outside for a ball. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Jags got their work cut out for them. They trail by 8 here in the 3rd inning. One-0. Here it comes. Outside, 2-0. Now would be a good time for Kaya to poke one out of here. Liven this crowd up a little bit. Something. Jags have yet to score all day. 2-0 is a little bit low, and 3 balls, no strikes. Walk is as good as a hit. You'd love to start a pass-the-bat rally here. Real pitch is in there for a called strike. And it's 3-1. See, the field just looks better when the sun comes out. It looks shiny. The outfield turf looks spongy. Man, 3-1. Swung on it, missed 3-2. Good pitch from De La Losa. I mean, Sierra with all these hitters, and then to have a pitching staff that can just roll constant swing throughs. 3-2 pitch. Outside ball 4, close pitch. But Sandoval reaches on the walk, and it's back to the top of the order with Melissa Felix.
The center fielder, Melissa Felix.
Second time up. Grounded out to the pitcher last time. But she's one of those players where she gets on base, she's likely going to score.
A slap down the left field line, foul, and it's 0-1. Melissa Felix ran her batting average over 400 last season as the Jags went to the state championship series. The most entertaining game was that Butte game.
Oh, yes.
Where they're up by 2 touchdowns, and then all of a sudden it's 14-12 in the 6th inning. Like, what the heck's going on around here?
Yeah, since it's mentioned, let's bring that up. It was 8-1 going to the 5th.
Yeah.
And then things happened.
Things happened for surely.
And it ended up going to 7, and Jags put up more runs in that one game than they had given up in any 7-day stretch all year.
This pitch is in the dirt. Down to second goes Sandoval. The 0-1 pitch was fouled off, by the way. So the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner is at second. And the left-handed Felix bats with 1 out and 1 on here in the third. Yeah, there was a lot happening in that game. They took Giselle Lewis out and put in Elena Valdez. They had to bring Lewis back in. There's a ground ball foul as it's snagged by Jazzy Smith. And that was the first time I've seen the starter be the winning pitcher and get a save.
We saw one at a time that season.
Wait, no, which one?
It was here.
Which one was this?
I don't remember the exact game it was. It might have been one in a playoff game, but she made the start, and they came back, got the win and the save.
Sheesh. I got to go through my stat cards. But that was an insane game. And it was the bottom of the order for Butte. It was Grace Stearns. It was Haley Seitz. These are the players that you don't really know of. You knew about the top of the order players, Berkowitz and Detweiler. Here's a ground ball to second. Underhand toss to first by Barlow. And the out is recorded for out number 2.
The designated player, Elena Valdez.
Well, the pitcher, Elena Valdez,
That's correct. You're right. My fault.
back up to hit. It's 0 for 1 and striking out
I didn't switch it on my scorecard.
back in the first.
It is swing and a dribble or foul. You know what? The umpire didn't come up to make the changes, one of which would have been Elena Valdez pitching. The other ones, I'm looking at it now, the left fielder is Riley Ernst in left, and it looks like Haley Barlow is at second, replacing Redinger. Here's a ground ball picked out of the air by De La Losa, and she flips it to first in time to get Valdez, and the side is retired. The Jags do get a base runner on a walk. The base runner gets into scoring position but does not score. The Jags, they're getting beat up pretty good today. It's 8-0.
All right, top of the fourth. It is the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Sierra and Maddie Redinger. We'll start it off. Hit a single down the left field line, which scored.
So now we have some confusion. The home plate umpire is over there talking to. The home plate umpire was talking to the coach of Sierra. Coach Rooney's coming out. They're trying to figure this thing out. Now, we mentioned Joe Carter never did come back to us to relay us these changes. And now, so Gabby Jordan is into the game for the Jaguars. It looks like Yuvia Limon is in left field. Jade Henry has moved to right field. Still Venegas and Smith on the left side, Kaya Sandoval and Gabby Jordan now on the right side, and Bella Gianbruno is in to be the catcher. But it was never relayed to us that Redinger's out of the game. It's Riley Ernst batting now. So Riley Ernst batting from the left side, first pitch, in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Second plate appearance of the day for Ernst. In game one, Ernst came in and hit a comebacker. And Elena Valdez smothered it and threw her out at first. But here she hits one down the left field line. This is going to go foul and land out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
All right, so this is how much the sun is going. Everybody at the table is bent so far back that
You got to do the lean with it, rock with it to get the sun out your face.
hey, somebody's spine is about to break. That's how far we going.
Man, this chair about to break. That's what's going to happen. Oh, shot right back at Elena, and that one stung her. That one really stung her. She almost gloved it, but it hit her right in kind of the wrist area. I don't know if it caught any of the pocket. Someone's got to come out of the dugout and check on her. You would think, you would hope, maybe. She is trying to work that out. Here comes Coach Rooney.
I mean, there couldn't have been a better place for that to hit.
That looked like it really stung. That ball was squared up solidly by Ernst. And a great play by Valdez to hang in there and make the play. That one, it missed the web of the glove by not much. I mean, that's one that could have been a really easy catch. Just really unfortunate that one didn't get web, and now they're giggling out there, so I'm guessing she's okay. But she's clearly in some discomfort. So it'll be Manley with the bases empty and 1 out. I think we just did that entire talk break on mute. Did y'all hear me? Drop a comment. Y'all listening in the comment, drop a comment in the comment section. Did y'all hear me just say all that? Golly, man, the technical difficulties, man. It's on me. Steve's doing a great job. So show some love to Steve Sciplin. But
Last year you would have got a pass, but
nah, we've been doing this
year
too long.
two.
We've been doing this too long. I don't get no more passes.
All right, so Manley back up to hit.
Unbelievable.
She's 2 for 2. Grounded a single and flied one into right for a double.
Off-speed pitch had her way out in front, and she waves over the top of that one, strike 1. Look, Steve done had to stand up to get the sun out of his face. I'm finna stand up in a minute. I can't half see nothing.
Hey, I got to deal with it.
There's a bullet up the middle, base hit, third hit for Kendall Manley here in game 2.
Hey, I got to deal with this thing in the fall and spring, so I've had enough. Jazzy Smith coming up to hit. She's 1 for 1. Took a walk back in the first and singled or scored her last time up.
So Jazzy Smith with a runner at first and 1 out. Takes a strike at the belt, and it's 0-1. I've lost track of my scorecard here quite a bit.
Well, to be fair, we don't even know who's in the game right now.
Yeah, that's not good. Here's a swing and a foul off of Gianbruno, the catcher. just put into the game. And it's 0-2. Here is the 0-2 pitch. This one's high near the head of Smith, and she gets out of the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Faith Mattis is on deck. One ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes. That one's high and tight, and it goes to 2-2 now. Where was this weather earlier? I'm serious, man. I had to go sit in the car in between games just to sit by the heater, man. It was cold. This is more like it right here. This is some softball weather. 2-2. Here it comes. Swung on her, missed strike 3. Good work from Elena Valdez, out number 2.
All right, that'll bring Faith Mattis up to hit. She comes back up, 1 for 2. Flew out to left and singled and scored last time out. See, everybody's going to single and score, so I might as well just stop saying that right now. I'm going to say that like 10 times today.
The pitch. Off-speed pitch, had it out in front, 0-1. I can't see. I'm struggling to see in left field. I thought that was a replacement. I think it was Uvia Limon, but now I can't see the jersey number. And the 0-1 pitch is down low for a ball. It's 1-1. Okay, yeah, that definitely is. One ball, 1 strike. Here it comes. Outside, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and 1. Manley at first with 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on and popped foul back. And Gianbruno does the pop-up dance and squeezes it for out number 3. So they do get a base runner, but they do not score in the 4th. Jags got to get to work, running out of outs. It is 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th here in San Jose.
That's the end of the inning for Sierra. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base.
Back with you here. Bottom of the 4th is the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Starting it off will be Malia Vanegas. Struck out last time up. And with our personnel changes, I have no choice but to sit the rest of the game. So we'll figure it out.
Comebacker right back at De La Losa, underhand flip to get Venegas for out number 1. So 1 gone, and that'll bring up Jade Henry.
The first baseman, Jade Henry.
All right, Jade Henry, the now right fielder, comes up, and she struck out last time.
And apparently she's got the magic stick, according to her walk-up song. We'll see. It's 1 ball, no strikes to her. She's had a double in game 1. Has been pretty quiet ever since. She doubled, struck out, and grounded out, and she struck out here in game 2. "1-0. On the ground, towards second, picked up. Nice play. Barlow throws to first in time to get Henry for out number 2.
All right, and it'll be Bella Giambruno coming up to hit for the first time today.
The catcher, Bella Giambruno.
First pitch to Bella is down low for a ball, 1-0. It's her first plate appearance of the season. As Steve mentioned, this could be where the bench gets emptied out a little bit. Chelsea Raymond was out on deck, but looks like we see a change coming there. A ground ball right back to the pitcher. De La Losa has it, throws to first in time to get Giambruno side retired. 3 ground balls, and that does it for the 4th inning. Quick work of the Jags. We go to the 5th, which, if the Jags don't score, could be the final frame. It is 8-0 Sierra.
Back here, top of the 5th, and it will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Sierra, and Kristen Dodd will start it off. She comes up 1 for 2 with a ground out in the first and a 2-run double in the 3rd.
Chelsea Raymond back to work, as Elena Valdez is likely done. First pitch is very high, ball 1. There's been a lot of changes. Some of them hadn't gotten reported yet, so I am very confused on who's where and what's happening, and there's just a lot of moving parts, so we'll have to wait and see. But so far, looks pretty straightforward for the Jags defense, as this pitch is bowled to home plate. As it rolls to the backstop, and it's 2-0. And the body language for San Jose just they look ready to be done here today. A very frustrating day, to say the least. The pitch, this one's low, and it's 3-0. You definitely want to pitch to contact here. You don't want there to be a series of batters just flowing to the plate. Here it comes. It's in there for a called strike. Gianbruno trying to fire up her defense. She's sensing the body language for sure. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here it comes. On the ground to third, Malia Venegas backhands it. Nice spear and throw to first in time for out number 1. Good play by the Jaguar defense. 1 gone.
All right, and one of the substitutions is now in.
I don't have a 23 on this roster, so.
Yeah, we're going to have to do some research.
Uh-oh.
Mackenzie
Oh,
Prest.
my goodness.
Now the first baseman is up to hit.
They set us up to fail. Y'all see that? Here's a swing and a miss. Bella Gianbruno, her energy right now. I'd start her in a game just to get fired up like that. Look at that. Trailing 8-0, and she's hopping out of the squat and firing up her pitcher and her defense. Gotta love it. 0-1. Foul back off the face mask of Gianbruno, and it's 0-2.
Now, I can say this with confidence, having coached multiple teams and will have done it in the future. That's exactly what you look for.
Oh, yeah.
And that just makes a difference.
Popped them
Popped up.
First base side, Gabby Jordan in foul territory makes the catch. 2 down. Two gone, and that brings up Kaylee Vallette.
The center fielder, Kaylee Millette.
And she comes back up 0 for 1 with a fly out and a walk. And she was the one that did not score in that 3rd inning.
Man, close your eyes and point to someone. First pitch to Vallette. Is a comebacker snatched out of the air by Chelsea Raymond, and the side is retired. That's a nice play. That is a nice play to end the inning. Gianbruno jumps out of the squat, and she is fired up. I love it when they have good energy like that in a game that looks kind of ugly on the scoreboard. So we'll make some more changes, and we will be back after a short break. It's Sierra 8 and the Jaguars nothing.
Bottom of the 5th. And it will be Bella Comiso starting it off.
First pitch is a curveball off the outside. It is 1 ball and no strikes. Caruso Comiso is usually the everyday cleanup hitter. Got the game off from the starting lineup here in game 2. Here's a swing and a miss. And you start to kind of sense maybe a little bit of a hole in her swing, and perhaps Coach Rooney picked up on that, which could have led to the decision to bench her in game 2 from the starting lineup. And look, it happens in baseball and softball all the time. Maybe you just need a day off. This is a curveball off the outside, but called a strike, 1-2. That's a rough strike. Caruso Comiso in game one struck out twice, once swinging and once looking. The pitch outside, good take. It's a really hard take when they're calling those pitches strikes out there. It's 2-2.
And Ari De La Losa, she's still on a great game too. 6 strikeouts out of 14 batters so far.
2-2 is in the dirt, and the count goes full 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes to Bella Caruso Comiso. The pitch swung on and missed strike 3, and she strikes out for the 3rd time today. So 1 out, and it's Carissa Smith.
The shortstop, Carissa Smith.
All right, she comes up 0 for 1 with a ground out. And there have been a lot of those from the Jaguars lineup today.
First pitch to Smith is on the outside corner, called strike. If I'm not mistaken, the mercy rule is 8 runs after 5. So if the Jags don't score, I believe the game would be over, Steve, wouldn't it? Here's a pitch that misses for a ball, 1-1.
Say it again.
If they don't score here, the game would be over, wouldn't it? 8 runs after 5?
No, it's 10 after 5,
10
8 after 6.
Got it. All right, here we go. Run it back. 1-1. On the ground towards short. And it's Enriquez who pops up and throws out Smith for out number 2. And now Gabby Jordan.
The first baseman, Gabby Jordan.
First pitch to Gabby Jordan is a called strike. And it's 0-1. Gabby Jordan in game 1 had what was the at-bat of the game for the Jaguars, really, and it was just a professional at-bat against the best pitcher in the state, Amaya Sutton. And she stood in there and took a walk in a full count. Made Sutton work, didn't swing at any junk, and took a walk that ended up putting her, she was pinch ran for, but her spot ended up making it to third base. The winning run was at second. They had a chance to win that game. Swing and a miss here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. This game, not so much.
Yeah, and just speaking on that plate appearance, even though it didn't result in a hit, that was likely the best plate appearance she's had in 2 years.
Yeah, that was a professional plate appearance for sure. Well done. 1-2, the pitch. Outside corner, strike 3 called. That was not a strike. I think Joe Carter's ready to go because that was not a strike. And Joe Carter, he's out of here. He's gone. That's game.
All right, well, it looks like we've got to readjust the rules because that's game's over.
So the mercy rule comes into play. Joe Carter is hitting. It's Splitsville for him. He's done. He's had enough. So is Gene Kesswetter. They're out of here. All right, that'll do it for game 2. Wow, what a unfortunate pair of games for the Jaguars today. They had their chances, and they just could not capitalize. But you got to give credit to the Sierra pitching staff. They were fantastic, Steve.
Oh, yes. A back-to-back shutout, in both games of this doubleheader. And I mean, we've said it many times, and we'll continue saying it. they did they not only got to, but did what they did in Bakersfield for a reason.
Look, how
And
many
they're going
coaches
to
they
be
got.
there again this year in LA for the title again this year, and they're going to earn it.
They sure will. And look, I wholeheartedly agree. It's not even just, Amaya Sutton shutting everybody down, but it's the offense coming through. It's the defense playing well. They're very well coached. Look how many coaches they got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot of coaches. But
Man.
so they did their thing today. They came out. They played a very fundamentally sound game. They had big hits. They rattled off 7 straight hits in that third inning, 6 consecutive runs. Like they came to play, Steve. They mounted up and they came to play.
Yeah, I mean, they're just looking to continue what they were able to do in 2022. And just looking at some of the teams they not only played but beat, they got a sweep over West Valley, who is not an easy team.
At all.
They swept Delta, who I mean, they weren't what they usually were, but that's still something to say. And then following a loss, they put a whooping on Santa Ana, beat Cypress, and then all you Cypress fans, I'm sorry, but they shouldn't have beat us. Then they beat CSM.
Yeah.
Now it was a 7-6 game, but it's just the fact that it happened and to shut down the top lineup in the state.
Yeah.
There's just nothing else to say about that.
You got to give credit where it's due. They were fantastic through and through. And Ellie Enriquez was on that team. She was one of the leaders of that team. We saw, as we mentioned, Amaya Sutton on that team. So there are some returners for this team, and the Jags they don't have the returners that they had last year. They had a lot of returners last year. Some of them playing in their third season. We know that Giselle Lewis was in her third year. Maddie Ribeiro was a bounce back. So there was a lot of players that had a lot of experience. So them going to the state championship last year was no shock, no surprise. There were some really good teams there, and this Sierra College team was one of them. So what they did today, it's unfortunate for the Jags to come out and get a pair of losses, but it's not a shock how good this Sierra team is.
Yeah, I mean, after what they did last year, to come out 7-0, I didn't really look at individual games, but there's no doubt that they have played at least one top team coming into today, and to come in 7-0 and leave the day 9-0 with 9 runs and shutout and back-to-back shutouts. Not a complete game shutouts. It just speaks to what they've done over the last few years and the direction that the program is going in.
Yeah, they're moving really well. So the Jaguars fall to 2-2, and they will pick up shop on tomorrow. It's a round robin with College of the Redwoods and Reedley. We'll have that for you 10 a.m. Then the middle game will be Redwoods versus Reedley. We won't be covering that game, but we'll be back at 2 p.m. for Game 3. The Jaguars will play Redwoods first, and then Reedley second at 2 p.m. Steve, anything?
I mean, it's young team, fairly inexperienced. It's early in the season, and we got 40 games.
Yeah.
They're gonna fix things up, and playing in a tough conference. Not only do you have to, it's a doing with Coach Rudy, Coach Britt, Coach Chuck, and a recent Jaguar, Natasha Sastiva, we have here. They're going to make the necessary corrections. I mean, Coach Rudy has been here for 32 years for a reason.
Yeah.
Those corrections are going to be made over the next few weeks, and they're going to be ready to go come conference play.
Hopefully they'll be ready to go tomorrow. They have 2 more tomorrow, and you'd like to see them come out of that 4-2 on the season. An 8-0 loss here at home against Sierra following the 1-0 loss in Game 1, a pair of losses. They're shut out in both games. And we'll mount up and come back tomorrow. Catch us tomorrow. We'll have it for you 10 a.m. bright and early. Join us. Don't miss it. Jaguars and the Corsairs from College of the Redwoods.